Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Apex This iRacing League. We're here at night number 2 here at Phillip Island with the GTE GT3 machines, and they're just wrapping up qualifying here. Less than 5 minutes to go. A little cool out there tonight, 65 degrees. Track temperature 72 degrees. Look at that wind, 21 miles an hour. They're going to have their hands full out there tonight. And this is a 2.74 mile course, only 157 feet above sea level. They do have a limit to getting disqualified, only 19 incident points before they have to park it. Damage is on, and of course open setups in this 40-minute event. And before we head on down to the track, we're going to take a look at the standings as they go so far. Take a look at the GT3 series. Jaron Hanslem, he's ahead of Jordan Johnson there, with Shane Hunter third, John D. Miller fourth, Christopher Perez fifth, Stacy Dinnigan sixth, Andrew Rasmussen seventh, Adam Baltudis eighth, Ismail Sierra ninth, and Jeremy Rhodes to round out your top 10. Taking a look at the GTE division, Corey Mitchell still leads Jeff Carollo, with Bjorn Benches in third, David Duino fourth, Douglas Doucette fifth, Tommy Regan sixth, Ismail Sierra seventh, Dustin Burkhalter eighth, A.D. Vila ninth, Troy Banks rounds out your top 10 there. And you'll notice you'll see some of the different names in the different categories. And I guess I figured they don't always race the same car every week, so you'll definitely see these standings change a lot. And I guess maybe some guys are better in one car than the other, depending on what track they're at. So that also puts a little interesting twist on it. We're going to head on down to the track here, and as they wrap things up here. There's Randy Mathis. He's rolling along. In less than 2 minutes to go now. Mathis currently second with the 1:26.077. His best time. Oh, somebody, I think that was that Johnson maybe, that Jordan Johnson spun out in front of him there. That can definitely disrupt a lap there for sure. And Jeff Carollo crosses the line, currently running fifth fastest, 1:26.846. That is his best lap he just put down there as he crossed the line. It looks like time's just about to wind up here, so they probably won't get a chance for another lap time here. Beautiful sunny day here down under in good old Australia. And that's putting a wrap on qualifying here. The server will be moving over to the race segment here. And he cut the grass there a little bit, and of course that negated the lap anyway. So we're getting ready to go ahead and roll over to the race server here. A few more cars on track. We'll just have to wait for them the server to automatically roll over. checkered flag is in the air. Also want to remind you also, don't forget to come out this Sunday and check out the supercars in the roof series also. They will be at Phillip Island. That actually will be there round 8. Sorry for that. They're saying that's round 7. I thought we were all in round 8 now, but that might be a typo. But yeah, they will be here at Phillip Island. That'll be our last series to run at Phillip Island. And, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That way you'll know next time we go live. Okay, the cars are taking to the track now. Let's try to pull up this starting grid here so we can see what we have here. Corey Mitchell is your pole sitter. Starting second position is Randy Mathis, Tommy Regan third, Dustin Burkhalter fourth, Jeff Carollo fifth, Eric Elkins in sixth position, Troy Banks starting seventh, Doug Doucette eighth, Bjorn Bench is starting ninth, Scott Page rounds out the top 10, Justin Sullivan 11th, Jaron Haslam is 12th, 13th position we have Kent Kruger, 14th position Jordan Johnson, 15th we have John Stapp, 16th position, Lincoln Russell. Starting 17th, Shane Hunter. And rounding out the field will be Joe Hanson Gates in P18. Pace car rolls off now. And the field follows it around sunny Phillip Island here. Make their way down not really a back stretch, but the back half of the course here. Trying to get a little heat in the tires. This is a pretty fun track to drive, very wide open spaces, although we did see with the C7 DP cars, if you get that angle wrong, if you go sailing through the sand, it's not going to slow you down enough to avoid hitting the tire barrier. So with having damages turned off, you will have to be careful with these corners. You know, we saw some guys lose it under braking, and sometimes, in some cases, maybe outbrake themselves trying to battle with another group back there. And there's the second group of cars. You know, they always separate the two groups at the beginning. Let's jump back up the front here. And this is the GTE machines. Wait for the pace car to come off. Looks like the pace car is getting ready to pull in here. And looks like we got the green lights. They've dropped the hammer. We're racing here at Phillip Island. Here's our second group going green. Darren Haslam leading his group. Looks like mostly Mercedes, a couple of Audis there. There's a Ferrari in there. We're showing somebody, somebody's in the pits. Somebody had some problems. Looks like maybe John Stapp and Shane Hunter and Troy Banks. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Or something must have happened to him right at the start. We're looking at his replay here to see what happened. Troy Banks is that dark car, the number 8 car. Not sure what could have happened, unless he just pulled off the track for some reason. Because sometimes if you do go off the track, this system will interpret it as a crash. Let's move forward in the timeline here. We'll see. Well, it's showing the same one. Let's just go live again and see if he's still rolling on track. Yeah, he's still running. Currently 6th overall. So might have been just a little bit of a slowdown there. Now we are showing John Stapp. He's in the pit road there. Looks like he might be getting some work done on the car. Yeah, it looks like maybe the right front of that vehicle is damaged. So he may be there a while. Let's jump back up to your leader here, Randy Mathis. A healthy 2.5 second lead over Corey Mitchell. Mitchell just coming around the bend there. There's Mitchell trying to catch him. He's got a nice over a 1.5 second gap to Eric Elkins. Elkins, the front 3 there have spaced out rather nicely. There's Doug Doucette running P4. Oh, and that was like maybe Scott Page. That was Eric Elkins. Oh, he's up in the tire barrier there. Elkins having a few problems here at the start of the race. Let's see if we can see what happened there. Oh, and he came right across the field. Got a little bit more damage, unwanted damage to the car. That's dropped him back to P9. In front of the car, it looks like the damage is mostly in the left rear there. And here's Scott Page currently running 4th. He's got Troy Banks right behind him. There's Tommy Regan. Bjorn Bench is trying to catch him. Several tight battles going on here. A lot of very slow corners here at Phillip Island. You gotta be careful how you lay the power down. Jaron Haslam, he's got just about a 3-second lead on Shane Hunter. He's got a good control of that particular group. Hanson Gates, he's spaced out rather well. Back up the front, Randy Mathis continues to lead Corey Mitchell. The healthy 3.7 is almost up to a 4-second lead now. Mitchell has also distanced himself from Doug Doucette quite nicely. Looks like Elkins might have had more problems. Elkins is into the tire barrier again. Rough start for the 11 car there. Let's see if we can see what happened there to Elkins. I just got in there a little tight and just couldn't get it to make that turn. Once you get in that grass, all traction's gone. The sand really doesn't slow you down that much here. There's a lot of it in the runoff area, but you see he just scooted right across there, just like skipping a stone on a pond and right into the tire barrier. Nonetheless, he's able to keep going there. John Stapp's in front of him, but that's not for position. Stapp is a lap down. In fact, he's the only car that's showing a lap down. Jordan Johnson, both him and Justin Sullivan are showing out. Now, they may not have started the race. They were showing their starting positions, but they may not have actually started the race. There's not even showing any reports of where they may have crashed or anything. That's what happens if you're in the server when it starts. It automatically slots you into a starting position there. Here's Troy Banks continuing to work on Doug Doucette there. Now less than a second behind. Dustin Burkhalter, he's running in P8 position. Got a comfortable gap there. Regan's 5 seconds ahead, but Haslam's also 5 seconds behind. So no pressure for Dustin Burkhalter at this time. Corey Mitchell, he's not able to really catch Randy Mathis yet, that gap seems like it's getting ready to grow even more. Let's look at Mathis and Mitchell here. Look at their lap time history. Well, that's Mathis and Doucette there. Well, that's not the one I wanted to look at. Let's look at some sector times here. Come to the start-finish line, sector 3. Doucette's not showing a lap time there. There it is. Okay. Well, that's Mathis and Mitchell. Okay, that's what we were trying to get to. Mitchell, he was quicker in the middle sector. Mathis got him in sectors 1 and 3. And if we were to switch to Doucette, and that's actually comparing him to Banks, who's running in 4th position. If Banks can keep it on the course, he's so far he's quicker than Doucette in the 1st sector by almost 2/10. Now he's almost 2.5 quicker. Maybe just a matter of time before he can make a move here. Maybe on the front stretch there, if he gets a chance, if he's close enough. We'll see what happens this time when they come around. And here they are on the front stretch. He doesn't look close enough to really be able to affect a pass. Meanwhile, Mitchell has caught Randy Mathis here. Mathis had over a 3-second lead. That lead has evaporated. Laps rattle off quick here. We already have 10 in the books here. Just over 14 minutes into the 40-minute event. There's Doucette and Page. I'm sorry, Banks. Banks not quite able to get close enough to attempt a pass. Both the GTE and GT3 cars seem to be handling rather well here. Haven't seen too many lockups or anything of that nature. Mathis, he's been able to increase his lead over Mitchell once again. Mitchell headed down to, I believe it was less than a second. Matthews trying to battle back here. Oh, we have Doug Doucette going into the pits. I wasn't expecting to see him going in. Maybe he's going in to get some tires. I don't think they have a fuel limit. I may be incorrect on that. Maybe he is getting some fuel. That must have been what it was. The car didn't go up on the jacks. He re-enters in 8th position in his class. Matthews continues to have over a second gap ahead of Mitchell. There's a nice battle here between Shane Hunter and Joe Hansen Gates. A little bit of connection issue there with Hunter. They're currently running second and third in their division. Coming around that final turn. Try to get her wound up here. This is probably the only place that you could, if you're close enough, get a little bit of a draft. But you'd really have to be on the guy's bumper coming out of the final turn. Oh, there's a nice lockup there by Hunter. Tires may be giving up just a little bit here. Getting close to the halfway mark. There's Lincoln Russell not too far behind. See you kind of dancing through that turn there. Really pushing them right on the edge. Trying to get the most performance out of the machine. Here are Mathis and Mitchell once again is closing in, trying to apply some pressure if he can. We just passed the halfway mark now, 20 minutes in of this 40-minute event. like beyond benches, he's entering the pits. He may be just getting some fuel as well. Looks like he's just topping it off. Here over Troy Banks. A very comfortable lead over fourth place Scott Page. There's Page there. He's got Tommy Regan right behind. There's Johansson Gates running third in his division. Trying to catch Shane Hunter there. Lincoln Russell, though, he's coming on pretty hard there. Just over a second. Trying to close it down, though. He's the lone Ferrari in the field tonight. Sometimes we've seen, you know, maybe two or perhaps two, maybe three, but don't recall ever seeing too many Ferraris in the field. Interesting to not see it in a red color. Of course, that's what you think of when you think of a Ferrari. But of course, they can be anything. Well, Mitchell, he has managed to get ahead of Randy Mathis. Looks like Randy Mathis went off track there somewhere along the way. Let's see if we can roll back and see where that happened. Oh, and he got a little sideways. Trying to correct it there. Looks like he might, the rear end might come around, and he's headed right towards the track too. And there goes Mitchell. I was wondering, geez, I was hoping Mitchell wasn't going to be coming along just as he shoots across the track. He's able to recover and head on his way, only losing that one position. That's a lapped car of Kruger behind him anyway. That's and he's not that close. But he's lost a good 3 seconds to Mitchell now. Troy Banks coming under pressure from Tommy Regan. Actually, he just opened up made it over a second gap, so maybe he's able to pull away just a little bit here. He's been followed closely by Scott Page. Just a hair under a second and a half. And we were showing, oh, okay. It was showing, oh, wow. Boy, he almost collected somebody. At first, it was showing him looked like he was going into pits. I guess he must have spun through the pit entrance. Johansson Gates having a little problem there, getting it back on track. I guess he was trying to get into the pits, and it might have just spun it. Let's see how that happened for him there. Here he comes here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Mathis. We don't want to see. That's not what we're trying to look at there. Okay, that was Mathis. I thought it was Hanson Gates that spun off. Let's take a look at that again. Here he comes around there. And here's the one that I was really trying to look at, Johansson Gates. Oh, and he just, I don't know, it looked like he was on pit road, and he just, some reason, cut hard to the right there, and the thing just went flying across the track. And now he's trying to get back over to pit road. That's what happened there. Bjorn Benches and Jaron Haslam, he's exiting the pits. Shane Hunter's in the pits. More fuel, I presume. I guess the guys probably weren't watching, weren't running a full load to get all the way to the end. Of course, the more fuel you have, the more weight you have, the more wear on your tires are trying to keep the performance as high as possible. There's Tommy Regan. He's in the pits. Both Regan and Scott Page. Dustin Burkhalter's coming in. It's almost like green flag pit stops in a stock car race here, or Indy car race. That seems to be the decided fuel strategy for a lot of the field. John Stapp, he's in. He was running 7th overall. Here come your leaders. That's Corey Mitchell and Mathis right behind him. This will be interesting to see who gets out first. And they park right behind. They've got pit stalls right next to each other. Boy, this ought to be good here. Mitchell, he wins that battle off of pit road. Mathis there a long time. Long pit stop for Randy Mathis. I definitely wouldn't have expected him to be there that long. Here comes Jeff Carollo into the pits. Not too much fuel at all there for Carollo. With all the pit stops now, Troy Banks is your leader, and he's got a couple of lap cars around him. Now he's going in pit, so it's pretty much like the pit stops are cycling around here. Mitchell's in second place, and That gap should be coming down. Actually, he just went by. Tommy Regan now in third position. Let's see, Troy Page, Troy Banks, I'm sorry, he re-enters in second position overall, as well as in class. Oh boy, Scott Page and who's that, Kruger behind him, I believe. A couple of folks going off in the grass. Johansson Gates. Dustin Burkhalter, he's trying to scoot through all of that. We're now at 32 minutes of this 40-minute event, less than 8 to go. Corey Mitchell leads with Troy Banks, second position. Tommy Regan's, Scott Page, and Randy Mathis, your top 5. Clear sailing for Banks and also Tommy Regan. But Mitchell has such a gap on them, unless he has such a gap, even if he had an off somewhere, he may be able to recover and maintain the lead. Now here's Page. He's trying to challenge Mathis for a 4th position there. Mathis could be suffering from a little tire degradation there. He was clearly running up the front there at the first half of the race. And we didn't see anybody get new tires. So I guess the thinking is that they should last the entire race, but like he's starting to pull away from Page again. Page had gotten to almost within a second. There's Burkhalter trying to catch Page. Doug Doucette isn't too far behind. I think, did he go off in the grass there? Oh yeah, Doug Doucette. He was doing good and hit the wall. See if we can see what happened there. Oh, and it was already losing it going into that turn. Carrying a lot of speed. There was no way he could slow down in time for that. Johansson Gates also had an off here. Oh, wow. And he did manage to keep it off the wall there. I think the right rear might have tapped just a little bit. Hanson Gates running 5th in class. Meanwhile, your leader, Corey Mitchell, has over 2.5. Well, that's a lapped car behind him, John Stapp. For whatever reason, it's not showing the gap to the rest of the field. I don't know why it's not showing that. Showing the gap to some of the guys, but not all of them. Let's see if this will help us. No, that's not going to do anything either. So we won't worry about that. Here are the sector times for Mitchell and Banks. Mitchell a little better in sector 1. Over half a second slower in sector 2. So that sector 2 time effectively negated the sector 1, and sector 3 didn't help either. Mitchell will definitely be able to continue leading this race at that pace. If you're on benches, he's got a little challenge there from Doug Doucette. And Jeff Carollo's, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th position there. They're not too far behind at all. Dustin Burkhalter, he's comfortably in 5th position. That's Kent Kruger in front of Bjorn Benches there. He's not on the same lap. He could be a potential problem. It looked like he just got out of the way there, and Doucette was able to get around as well. That may allow him to close on Benches. Coming down to this tricky hairpin. Oh no, he got into the back of Bjorn Benches, and they both went off. Oh man, both cars are rolling. Well, Benches, he's still sitting there. There's Doucette. Let's look at that again here. They're coming down, and I guess Doucette just didn't time that braking right. He got in there a little hotter than before he could. Trying to follow Benches closely through that turn. Doesn't look like too much damage to either car, though. Oh, and there's what time flies when you're having fun. There's Corey Mitchell. He literally just crossed the finish line as we were watching that battle there with Benches and Doucette. Corey Mitchell, your winner, folks. A relatively easy win there. Dustin Burkhalter crosses the line. There's Jeff Carollo coming across the line slowly there. I think Corolla was sitting there for the class photo at the start-finish line waiting for the rest of the field to come around. And the field is making its way around, and as they do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the race results here. That's qualifying. We don't want that. We want the race results. There are overall positions here. Corey Mitchell is your winner, followed by Troy Banks in second, Tommy Regan third, Randy Mathis fourth, Dustin Burkhalter in fifth, Scott Page sixth, Jaron Haslam seventh, Bjorn Benches eighth, Doug Doucette ninth, Jeff Carollo rounds out the top 10, Shane Hunter 11th, Lincoln Russell 12th, Kent Kruger 13th, Joe Hansen Gates 14th, John Stapp 15th, Eric Elkins in 16th position, Jordan Johnson 17th, Justin Sullivan 18th position. And that's the actually the entire field there for tonight. So we want to thank you all for coming out and watching the Apex This iRacing League, the GTE GT3 cars here at Phillip Island. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe so you'll know next time we go live. For all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.